But Johnny, let's jump into our next topic, and we're taking a look at DC, some movie news coming out for the Shazam movie, and it's actually a movie rumor. Nothing has been really reported on this. So according to an article, a report from Super Bro Movies has cited a source with possible knowledge about Shazam, claiming that the 7 deadly sins are set to appear in the film, with their existence expected to factor into the movie's narrative. The exact quote is, so they added that the big screen versions of the group will mine inspiration from the New 52 print counterparts. This brand new report collaborates a previous scoop from more than a year ago, claiming that the antagonists would appear. Thanks to the unearthing of audition tapes in the clips, actors up for the role of Billy Batson are in conversation with the Wizard, who explains that the council has been wiped out by a villainous team. Here's what I want to ask you, Johnny. So 7 Deadly Sins is a 7-member group that is like mystical beings and villain to Shazam, obviously. I want to ask you this. By adding them to the movie and having multiple villains in Shazam, could this be a bad thing for Shazam? For the movie, not the character.
Makes me worry about pulling a BVS because, again, another movie that there was too much going on.
Mm-hmm. Well, that had two. The thing about BVS that I think is different, that had 2 characters in it.
Yeah.
Like, it had Batman, Superman, who they should get their own movies.
I like the concept of a Batman v Superman, but it's just that we had, in BVS, my biggest gripe about it is we had too much going on.
You had Batman versus Superman, you had Lex Luthor.
Versus both of them.
Then you had, who else?
We threw in Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman was in there. You had Doomsday was at the end. Wonder Woman wasn't really... So that movie,
but I think... But, like, she was thrown in.
Yeah, that one is different because I just think that had too much shit in general.
But that's what I'm saying. It's too much going on. It's not exactly the same, but that's the first thought I have is, are we going to pull a BVS and have too much going on now? I'm
glad you brought up Wonder Woman, though, because I want to use Wonder Woman and Aquaman as the references. Whereas you look at Wonder Woman... Only one villain. Only had Ares. And the way Ares did his thing, yes, she didn't just fight Ares 1v1. That was at the end. But Ares was the only major villain throughout the whole thing. Whereas then you get Aquaman, had Ocean Master and Black Manta in it. And one of the things that people have said, and I know a couple of our friends said it after we saw the movie, was, man, I think it was Dave mentioned after the post-credit scene, they're setting up Black Manta for 2. Kind of like, shouldn't we just save him for the second one? Like, should we have not thrown him into Aquaman? I am not a believer of that.
I don't either.
I love that costume. Like, yeah, did it look cheesy? Yeah, did it make him look like a Power Ranger? Hell yeah, but I loved it.
Guess what? He also looked like Black Manta from the comics.
I loved it. And also, I mean...
Or from the, like...
Was he not a major part of the story? No, but I didn't
that's the part that made it good. Fine.
Yeah. And he's going to be... We're going to tell his story even more in the second one, because it looks like he'll be the main villain of the second one. But could this be a similar situation to that, where there have been times you bring up BVS where too much isn't necessarily a good thing?
Exactly. See, that's it to me, and I agree with you when it comes to Aquaman, just to reference, just to go about it. It worked using him that way, because guess what? It was a nice way to introduce Black Manta into the universe, use him a little bit, but not like... honestly, let's put it this way. Could you have swapped him out with just a regular anyone else to some degree and gotten the same product out of that?
Yes and no.
Yeah, like replace him with 3 to 4 extra maybe specialty troops from...
I'd say yes or no, because if you're looking for the plot point of Orm hiring someone to go after him, then yes. But if you're going after
let's put it this way.
The significance of Black Manta.
No, I'm saying not taking out the significance to get like the Orm story underway. Could you have made that anyone then? Any human. You could have made it any human, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. You didn't have to make it Black Manta, but it was a nice way to bring him into the universe.
But yeah.
And it was a way that worked really well, if you ask me.
Exactly that. To where now in number 2, we don't have to tell you Black Manta's origin story. We already did it. And
it's in a way that worked in the first story. It's not like it went way out of its way to be the origin story now.
And I'm looking at here. This is from obviously this is from a wiki page, a fandom wiki page. The Batman wiki about 7 deadly sins.
Would you call that Bicky?
A Bicky. Or a Bat key? A Bat key? Right? Bat key, not a Bicky. Not just
nope. I almost said a word I'm not gonna bring up. It's got an A and a few K's in there.
Let's not do that.
Yeah, but B and A and a few K's.
Here's what it's got with the history. Yeah. Although not the exact source of evil, that are the beings that came to be the 7 deadly sins were one of the biggest factors contributing to it. They were imprisoned in the box and freed by accident by Pandora at 18,000 BCE. The sins proceeded to label Pandora their mother, as she was instrumental in their freedom. Upon attacking Quadrak, I hope I said that right, the 7 deadly sins were taken down by Black Adam. They were subsequently easily imprisoned by Adam, though they were well aware of the champion's later villainous turn, but nonetheless feared him greatly. In the 20th century, or 21st century, upon being found by Dr. Savannah, who we know is going to be in the movie, the sins allied with Adam in recreating the world. The sins' first task was to find the worst soul in Philadelphia, whom they proceeded to possess and make a giant monster. The sins abandoned their duty after Adam was defeated by Shazam. It was later that year that the 7 deadly sins numbered 6 after Pandora killed Envy. Here's the thing I want to throw out there, though. With me seeing that, I am going to say this. I'm going to be optimistic. This is not going to be a bad thing. They're not just adding a villain to add a villain. Here's what I think now they do to the story. Either they team up with Dr. Savannah, either they find him. Let's say DC changes it a bit. Let's say instead of Pandora opening the box, Savannah finds the box that was closed by Black Adam, and he finds a way to open it. Because the audition tape, I know that there's like fake scripts that, like, look at Game of Thrones, how many fake scripts that they have. Look at Infinity War.
How many hours they
even like
film fake.
With Infinity War, you had the Russos, Tony Stark, and Benedict Cumberbatch. The only 4 people to have those scripts on. Wow, you're getting a ton of Facebook messages, my man.
And now it's gone.
But they were the only 4 to have full scripts. Popular. Benedict, Tony, and the directors.
Exactly.
And obviously Kevin Feige. But not a ton of people. So. Like Tom Holland, need to know bases. Yeah. You are not getting yourself a script.
I mean, it makes sense for him.
Bruce Banner, not getting a script. You guys are the spoiler bros. But basically, I think what this movie could do is Savannah finds them. Let's say with that audition tape, they did kill the council. That's where the wizard tells him they killed the council. They were then locked in a box, or maybe they're free and they find Savannah. Either way, Savannah opens a box that was locked by Black Adam. They either find him, they work together, and they're bringing them into this universe so that we can introduce Black Adam, and we can then jump into The Rock as Black Adam in his movie.
Okay, I'm going to break it into 3.
Break it down for me, Johnny.
Okay,
break it down.
Movie beginning is intro to Billy Baxton.
Shazam!
Right, that's his last name?
Batson.
Batson.
B-A-T-S-O-N.
Batson. Batson? Okay. Billy Batson and making him into Shazam. Part 2, first we get like right into part 2. We get
so
him.
all of Act 1 is him becoming Shazam.
Yes.
Okay.
The whole becoming Shazam thing. Introduce the 10 minutes is going to be introduce him. Blah 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 blah. Now part 2, and this is me kind of changing things up in my head as I go along. I'm trying to figure it out. We are introduced to Dr. Savannah. We get that one scene where he tries to punch him.
Because that looks like their first meeting.
It does look like the first meeting.
Because he goes to punch him, and he's surprised that, oh, he caught my fist.
Yeah. So he's like, we get a little like, oh, and I do the superhero thing now.
Yeah.
He goes to punch Savannah, catches the fist, and then something ensues where he just, boom. Well, we found out, like, that was the final thing he needed to do, like, to get wherever he needed to get into. To take Pandora's box, open it up, and maybe you make it a short. I have to go through each one, not all at one time. I go through each one of the 7 deadly sins to get to Savannah. And along the way, you start, because I've got it actually listed here, not who is each one, but lust, gluttony, sloth, wrath, greed, envy, and then pride apparently is the most powerful and dangerous of the enemies. He goes through each one of them from lowest to highest, kind of makes him, like, in a different way, figure out how he needs to get to Savannah and things he needs to actually do and change about himself to
almost
beat
like
him.
a Scott Pilgrim thing.
Yes, kind of. I didn't think of that.
Where you're having each battle throughout the movie. And then Act 3 would be him.
Act 3 would be him
against
Savannah.
Pride and Savannah.
Him against, he does Pride like right before the end, and then Savannah is the final. He has to go through all 7 of them to get to Savannah.
Do you think?
I don't know if that's going to be again.
Do you think that one of the main reasons that they are going to maybe introduce the 7 deadly sins in this movie
is to introduce Black Adam?
It's just, let's say it's just that. Let's say it's just a, hey, you guys are, because this is a rumor. Let's be honest, it's not a report.
Yeah, that's true.
What if it's just that one? The wizard goes, yeah, the council was taken down by these guys. What if that's the only time they're mentioned? What if that's it? The only time they are literally mentioned is that, and it's just to say, hey, they exist, to then set up Black Adam.
It could be.
I wouldn't like that. If you're going to set up Black Adam, give me the 7 deadly sins.
Maybe
they're trying to find Black Adam because they know, like, they were working with him, that he put them away. They're kind of following him instead of Pandora now.
Maybe they don't realize that Shazam is not Black Adam.
Maybe they think Shazam is Black Adam.
Because it's like, to them, maybe it's like you're basically the same thing. You got this almost the same powers. This is
just one's red, one's black.
Exactly. To them, it's not that big a difference. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they don't have that close of a relationship per se with Black Adam. Just enough to say, this is Black Adam. You have the same powers. I'm going to defeat you.
And I shouldn't ask you this.
You're going to ask me a DC question?
Yeah,
That's probably a bad idea.
A DC question. No, actually, yeah, I found my answer.
And then,
that is not far-fetched because I'm looking at a skin from Injustice 2.
Yeah.
Where, because think about it, Black Adam was kind of, who can
Wasn't he the original Shazam in a sense?
Yes, but who can I relate, who was I going to relate it to? I was going to relate it to, shoot, I lost it. It was like, the guy I'm thinking of is like, it's like Sinestro, is what I was going to think
Turned
of.
over to a...
Once he turned to the other one, I changed my suit change. Where basically, Black Adam... So they
may have known him
he was
in the red suit.
Then he turned evil.
So it's just a guy in a red suit to them with the same powers. So, I mean, that would work out nicely. And then after... Here's where it comes into. After credit scene, Black Adam realizes the box has been open, or hears that the box has been open, and goes back to the source to rectify it, and then he's gonna maybe set up the next one that he's gonna blame the new Shazam for it, or he's the fact that he hears there's a new Shazam,
and he's got to go to Earth.
He's going to go to Earth because he's the one that is Shazam, not anyone else.
Because there's also, and this is going to be introduced as well, I don't know how much of a figure they are going to be, the Marvel family or the Shazam family is going to be in this. And in that family entirely, you've got, and I'm going off of colored suits alone, you've got Shazam, who's red suit, white cape.
Mm-hmm.
You've got one that's a chick, and she's purple suit, white cape. You've got another one, a chick, white suit, white cape. Then you've got kind of green cape, or green with a green cape, kind of a Loki thing going on. Orange with like a black cape. And then the one to me that looks like Superman or Captain Marvel, where it's a blue suit with a red Doctor Strange-like cape for him. So you've got red, blue, purple, white, orange, and green. What if it's something where he needs the... What if they, like, introduce the Marvel family, and he needs the help of his Marvel family to defeat these 7 deadly sins?
Maybe.
Where would that be too much?
That might be adding too much.
Would it be too much to then have the Marvel family get their powers along with him? Where he needs to team up with them.
I feel like that might be adding too much into it now.
Because we already know that, I believe it's... I'm trying to think of the character's name. I believe it's the one that ends up being the blue suit for the Shazam family, that he is the one that is going to be basically helping Billy with his powers. Because it's the orphan, it's the foster kid with him that has like the BVS paper clippings. He's got the Batman thing, the bullet casings from when Batman shot at Superman. Like, he is like nerded out to the to the tenths of degrees and millions of degrees, to where that's even another thing. Do they just say, oh, well, this foster family is just going to become the Shazam family, or do they actually make them the Shazamily in this movie? Hashtag Shazamily.
We just made another hashtag.
Freddy, that's it. It's Freddy because he's Captain Marvel Jr.
Interesting. See, I feel like that would be adding too much. That would be something maybe say for a second Captain Marvel movie.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe just like I said, make this like a going through like each sin to learn something about how to actually, maybe it's like sort of like Thor in the first movie per se.
So I'm going to cut you off for a second.
Yeah.
It shows what this comic book was from the 40s, just how much of a different world it was. I'm going to read you this one sentence. In the original Facet and DC continuity, Captain Marvel Jr.'s alter ego was Freddie Freeman, a disabled newsboy saved by Captain Marvel from the villainous Captain Nazi. It's the Captain Nazi.
Why did he R? Is he a pirate too?
He's a pirate Nazi. But basically, it's like...
Damn Nazi pirates.
I'm even looking at the costume for Captain Nazi, and it's like... It's a green suit with like the
shoulder thing.
The shoulder like frail thing that you would get from like a corporal. And he's got a big like black and white swastika on his
Of course
chest.
he does.
And it's like... What it would be like to grow up in that time, Johnny,
Captain
where
Nazi.
Everything was the Nazis were evil. But go ahead with
I'll be Captain Marvel and you be Captain Nazi.
God, how would that go over if you were playing that with like as you're a kid? You'd feel terrible being Captain Nazi.
Why do I have to be Captain Nazi?
Because you're younger than me and I make the rules. But go ahead with what you're saying.
It's gonna be almost like I want to say. Then again, don't compare it exact. It's sort of an offshoot. This is the first one I could think of. Thor in the first movie, he had to learn something about himself, learn to be better of a person.
Batson's got to learn how to use these powers.
Exactly, but that's what like the first one. The first segment's going to be him learning how to use the powers per se.
And let's be
second
honest,
one's going to be
his maturity level's not all going to be there either.
Yeah, but then this one's going to be like sort of working at his maturity level, working at his personality as well as his powers. So like lust, he's going to have to learn something about himself, which is going to be weird. In some senses, gluttony, and like each one's gonna kind of teach him a part of his.
It's gonna be weird in some senses. Maybe he has a crush on a girl, Johnny.
Exactly. Maybe that sin will take that to to their advantage. He has to learn blah, blah, blah to defeat lust. He has to learn blah, blah, blah to defeat gluttony, blah, blah. And it's not going to be like straightforward. He's learning. He's going to see, you're going to sort of see it.
You're really on a like divide, like stand together we stand, divided we fall. Like, you're really on that today.
Am I?
You mentioned it in the first segment. You're kind of going with it here in the second segment.
Well, it's more of a, this one's more of a learning.
Yeah. No, but I'm talking about even with the deadly sins.
So,
together they are super strong. Hey, how do I beat them? Separate them and take them out 1v1.
I didn't say he separates them.
No, I know, but he's basically separating them and defeating them one by one.
I would think that would be, I mean, because are you going to want him fighting all 7 of them at one time?
No, probably not.
Exactly.
I mean, I just don't know.
I don't think
my only question about that, and I don't think we can answer it today.
No, probably not.
Is the pacing of the movie with that?
That's what I'm saying.
Because
though,
like Scott Pilgrim, that pacing for that movie was okay because I wasn't expecting a lot from it.
That's true.
But like the pacing for a superhero movie, plus you gotta throw in that he's got to learn his powers. You got to introduce the casual fan to Shazam that might not know Shazam.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's gonna be. I mean,
it kind of sucks that we gotta dump things down for the casual fan, but we do. Because obviously everyone that goes and sees this movie is not going to be a Shazam expert.
Exactly,
and we're not even Shazam experts,
we're not.
To be honest with you. So I would love them to do that for my sake alone. Because I'm not a Shazam.
But that's the thing. I'm thinking like what drive. It's kind of like a hard balance of what drives the story to what just does this, and it's like it saves time and it saves this. If he fights them,
give and take.
He fights them all at one time. Yeah, it helps with like in the movie and like I'm gonna air quotes this when I say this, dumbing it down for people and stuff like that. And blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't even know about the 7 deadly sins when it comes to this one. I know them from other things, not in the DC universe. But I don't know them from this, so I don't know what type of characters they are.
Here's the last thing I'll say. Here's what I'm going to do. Think about Infinity War. I'm bringing that up again.
Okay.
Thanos didn't send all 4 Black Orders to one spot, right?
Exactly. He split them up.
The 7 deadly sins are going to be working for Dr. Savannah because he found the box and found a way to open it. He is going to have a few of them go after Billy Batson, go after Shazam. He's only going to have to fight a handful. The other ones are going to go after this worst soul to try to create the final monster. They find that worst soul, who maybe is Black Adam, might not be. Actually, toss that. It's not Black Adam. It's just a bad soul.
It's Freddie Freeman.
No, because he's Marvel family.
Joking.
He is. They find the worst soul. They make the giant monster. That's the end battle. He's got to defeat the giant monster. After credit scene is Black Adam, setting up Black Adam. Oh, could you imagine if in the after credit scene, The Rock is in the after credit scene? Because The Rock is going to be. He wants to still be
Black Adam.
Black Adam. I'm actually going to do one little Google search to make sure. That don't break my heart, Google. Don't break my heart.
Don't go breaking my heart.
But the last thing I heard is I gotta watch this. I gotta watch this minute video really quick, Johnny. So basically what it is Entertainment Weekly has a video. Let's see. Blah blah blah. Okay. It was nothing. It excited me though for a second.
All that for nothing.
It excited me because it said he addressed a Black Adam cameo in Shazam. So for me, I see any cameo as Black Adam being an after credit scene, and I would love that. I just want to see because
save him for after credit.
We don't need an origin story for Black Adam. Just in the after credit scene, give me The Rock in the suit. That's all you need to do. He's just standing there and just says, "Hey guys." That's all I need. All I need.
Just have him like standing so we see the backside of him. He turns around, see him in full decked out Black Adam. Oh, that's it. No words.
Oh, it'd be amazing.
I don't need words.
Oh, it would be phenomenal. But this is where you guys come in. Let us know what you think down below. In that comment section, what do you think about the 7 deadly sins being added to Captain Marvel? Shazam.
Wrong movie.
Well, technically, he was Captain Marvel.
And then DC forgot to
pay. And then they took
didn't
the rights.
Pay for it, so Marvel took Captain Marvel.
Shazam or Captain Marvel, however you want to see it. But the Shazam movie, let us know what you think about that. And what does that mean for the plot of Shazam this summer?